we go, there we go. That's a good fish. That's a good fish. I think it's a blue. I seen it come out of the water. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, let's see what's up here in the boatboard.com bait cooler. Get all my ropes out of the way here. It's like a climbing course. Oh yeah. What do we got there? Got a little bit of chicken. We got a few perch heads from a recent trip. We're anchored up this morning. Believe it or not, it's springtime. It's chilly this morning. This is that part of spring where, well, in a few hours, I'll be stripped down to the shorts that I have on. But for now, it's kind of cold. It's down into the 30s. So it is what it is. We got some Ugly Stick GX2 rods, the Mabu Garcia 6500s, a variety of rigs here. We got a little Radling Demon Dragon on this one. We're gonna put them out. We're anchored up, believe it or not. Decided to try something different. I've been getting my butt kicked recently. It's been a struggle to catch fish drifting on another part of the lake. I come here as a lot on the sonar, so let's see what works. Let's get us a big old chunk of perch head on this one. There's a lot of stuff on the sonar in here is what it comes down to, and some sizable arches. There's a lot of bait around. Look, good looking chunk of bait. Look at that. Yes, sir. I'm just gonna get them scattered out. We got some chicken also in here, so we will not be discriminating on the meat. Let's see what we got. Nice little setup. Nothing but Santee rigs. I almost put on some Carolina rigs. Put some stuff straight on the bottom to try it, but I didn't. We got a perch here. I wonder if I should go all cut bait on it. No, don't do it, Peter. Don't do it. Put the chicken in the mix. Put the chicken in the mix. Every time I go with all cut bait and then I don't catch a fish, I'm left asking myself, would I have caught fish had I used some chicken? Because a lot of times I'll go out the next day and catch 30, 40 pound fish on chicken, going, man, if I'd have had it yesterday. So let's just mix it up. Let's just see what happens. Let's get us a variety of stuff going on. Trying to get a look here to see if they got water moving. If they do, it's not a lot. Let's settle onto the bottom. We'll try to go chicken, cut bait, chicken, cut bait. I'll tell you what I will do. I will downsize at least a couple of these cut baits because everything we caught yesterday was on small bait. So I don't know, there's a lot of shad moving, it looks like. Like I said, we're in the river section. So I think some of these shad are kind of doing a little bit of pre-spawn run. Out there. So we'll see. Get these on. We need to do the official spit test. Yep, we got water moving. That's how I officially tell if water's flowing. You can also tell by your lines too. You don't have to spit in the water if you don't want to pollute it. Anyway, let's see. We got chicken on this one. We'll see which one does better today. These fish, generally, we got kind of this time of year, two things going on with catfish. One, they're following a lot of the bait and the perch movements as they move. Crappie, all those fish. They're also doing some pre-stage spawn stuff. So there's a lot going on is what it comes down to. Any of these are all small. All right, so we got rigged up for basically one big bait today, which is good. I just don't have a lot of confidence in the bigger baits. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm tempted to cut that in half. Just I am gonna see if it makes a difference. That is a small bait. I'll tell you what, we have not had any action of love lately, so we'll do it. Down to there. Beautiful morning. There's no wind. I got a guy trip tomorrow. The wind's going to be blowing, and there's a chance of rain. And the only good news is it's not super cold, but it's not exactly going to be fun. So, all right. Said I'll probably hole hop up here, hit a couple of places, just to see if there's fish up here and biting. I know they're here. I'm marking them. Boom. Man, what a gorgeous, gorgeous day. I said no wind. Nice calm morning. I ain't got to worry about the boat ripping back and forth, even though I got 2 anchors out. It's what we have to do on our reservoirs. I know you guys that fish rivers and stuff, you throw an anchor off the bow, boom, sucks the boat straight. We don't always get to do that. We've got a little bit of current this morning. There's not a lot. We got kind of a little bit of a southeast wind. It would sway the boat, so I put one out the back. But we got them out in the water. Let's look and see if somebody eats. Guys, we may have a fish pecking on the bait here. I can't tell if it's on there swimming with it. Or if he was just a nibbling. But he's hooked now. That's what matters. Thank you, Lord. Got a bite. Man. Just happy to get hooked into one. Had like I said, a struggle yesterday. This is a eater blue. He may be, he's whisker hooked. He's barely gonna make it in the boat. Oh, I got cheated death on that one. This is about what we caught yesterday too. Not any size. It was little fish. Don't know what happened to the big ones. Don't know, but it was on little bait. It's one of the baits I downsized a tad just to see if it helps at least get some fish to eat. I do believe if you can get some fish feeding, they may get active and spark another bite. So skunks out of the boat, get that bait thrown back out there. Got one. It's not a amazing fish by any means, but we're fishing today. Somebody's not. Oh, sorry about the POV shot, but you're going to be looking into the sun. Boom, there he is. Got a bite. Got another one. This one is off the shallow side. That first fish came out of the deeper water. This one is out of the shallow side of the boat. Again, the first one was on cut bait. Let's see what this one is on. Is this that? This was a piece of chicken because that's a channel cat. Nice, nice, nice. I believe that was that tiny piece of cut bait, if I'm not mistaken. Trying to see if I remember to stagger them. Cut bait, chicken, cut bait, chicken, cut bait, chicken. Yep, that was be right. So, one apiece. Again, small fish, but happy to get bit. Old channel cat, I've been wondering where those things were yesterday. That's for dang sure. They had disappeared, it seems like. I'll be cussing them in a few months because it's all I'm catching one day, but for now, happy to get them. Woo. Pow, there's fish number 2 fairly quickly after that first one. It's kind of sad. I'm getting excited about a pound-and-a-half fish, 2 pounds, but like I said, yesterday was really slow. But again, a totally different part of the lake, totally different style of fishing. And I tried that. I tried that extensively in that area. For whatever reason, it was not paying off. I decided to come to a totally different area. Now again, I've got current here. There's a water release this morning. It's cold. They're generating electricity. They're generating with hydro. So we got a little bit of current that is helping with getting some scent spread around. There's also bait up here. There's a lot more bait. I'm seeing a lot more schools of it. And I think that's because a lot of these fish are making their spring pre-stage runs to spawn. And not spawning yet, but they're just making the moves. And these things will be, it's not like a one-directional run, but they slowly start to migrate. And catfish will follow. Catfish will follow the crappie. As the crappie pull up into the creeks, you will start to see more and more of that. So a lot of stuff moving. Perch are making their moves too. So there's a lot of transition going on. And you know, the weather is going to play a part in it, in water temperatures. I hadn't even looked at what today's temperature is. We're showing 60 up here, so that's pretty warm. It held over from last night pretty good. And you know, I know a lot of people have put out a lot of crappie fishing content lately, and you know, 60 is kind of that magic number. Not that it hits it for a day, but that it hits it and stays there. You know, my rule has kind of been, if it's at 60 for 5 days, it's on. 3 days, they're moving into the creeks. And you know, we've had days where it hits 60, 63, but then we get some overnight lows and boom, it goes back down. So again, water temperature is important. Daylight is also important. The longer the days get, you know, that is the real dictating factor, because temperatures change year to year. The amount of daylight does not change. That is, or you know, for a particular day, you get more and more as we get closer to spring. You get less and less as we get into winter time. So that is that photo period is a big deciding factor in when these fish do what they do. Same thing with deer. Same thing, you guys that deer hunt know that the photo period plays a part in when deer breed the rut. So the bottom line is, you get out here and fish, adjust, adapt, change stuff up. Today's a good example of totally shifting gears, making a move. Today, a big move, many miles, big move. And depending on the river you're on, lake you're on, you know, those moves can produce some fish. So we'll see if they produce some more. So if that's a fish or a limb, I'm thinking about getting some current stuff starts to drift off. Let's see. Boom, that'd be a fish. That'd be a fish. That'd be my buddy Justin Ledford calling. Justin, if you're watching this video, that's why I hung up on you, pal. Got another small one. I was just getting ready to retie a couple of rigs with some Carolina rigs. I was sitting over there tying up some rigs, and I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try some bottom rigs just to see if it makes a difference in these fish hitting or not. There's another small blue. I'm at least glad to see some blues out here. I may put actually this one, that's my short rig there. A little mud. That's the thing we found in them fish yesterday and the last time. A lot of mud can be some inactive fish. We got this one though. Back alive. There we go, there we go. That's a good fish. That's a good fish. That's a good fish. Please stay button. He's running. We made a move, just FYI. They come up out of the water. Nice. Nice. Keep him out of that. Kind of work him away from that anchor off the bow. Made a move. I'll get into that in a minute. But we're shallow. About 5 feet of water back here. There we go. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Okay, 30-pound Andy line, in case anybody's asking. It's monofilament. Oh, we go. There we go. Come on. Come on. Ease on up here, baby. Ease on up. There we go. He is staying down. I think it's a blue. I seen it come out of the water. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Come on back. Got some power. This was on a piece of chicken, by the way. I don't think he's within a net shot yet. Whoa, there he goes. He's all the way back over here around the motor. Oh, that ain't good. That ain't good. That ain't good. Sadly, I feel it around the prop. Yep, that ain't good. Ain't sure what he got into back there on the motor, but that ain't good. Oh, he's off of it. Oh, man. I don't know how big he is, but he's a fighter. Going around to this side. He's wanting to go underneath the boat. It's a tough fish. The thing is, I don't think he's a giant fish. I just think he's strong. It's an ox. Typical shallow water fish. That is a ugly stick, by the way. Oh yeah. I'll see the weight. He just keeps on sucking off line. I'm just going to have to put the screws to him here. He ain't going back to the motor. He ain't going back to the motor. Now look at that line. One thing about these abus, they got some smooth drag on them. Man, that's a good fish. Oh, come on. I don't want to tighten this drag up too much on him. I can see that tail swirl off of him. And he knows the boat's here. Oh, missed him. Oh, turn. Oh. He made a turn right as I was dipping the net to the head. Oh yeah, in the net. That's a big fish. Man, that's a good fish. That one makes the day right there. Let's get him in the boat here and take a look. That's a good fish. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's a good one. Where you hooked? Oh yeah, perfect hook placement. That one's got a bad place in his mouth, almost like he's been on a trot line or something. Heck yes. Get him up here where we can get a look. All right, guys. There it is, good looking fish. Got some kind of damage to his mouth there. I don't know what that's from. That's a good looking fish right there. Heck yeah. Yep, we'll take that all day long. Get him back in the water. Let him eat. Man, what a fish. That's a good one. Yeah, I made a move. Was anchored up out there. They shut the water down, and I said, you know what? I had wind from the south, was set up for anchoring to the north, which is the way the river comes from. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna go try shallow. So I pulled into some shallow water just to see if it was working. I tried it yesterday where I was at, and that was in the afternoon, which is the prime time to go shallow. Couldn't catch a fish. So got here and got a bite right away, and the fish swam right at the boat and never got hooked up on it, never even felt it. Just pulled the line to the boat. Was it the same fish? I don't know. But got baits back out, and about 10 minutes later on the same rod, it loaded up this time. Good hook set on it, and a nice fish, right around 30 pounds. So good blue. Had a big funny mark on its mouth. I don't know if that was from a trot line or what. It didn't look like it was totally penetrated. I don't know if it's an old hook wound. You never know with these things, man. They live it's a rough life out there in the wild. I'll tell you that right now. But I've got I think I got 2 big baits out that are on Carolina rigs on the bottom. And then I've got the other 4 set up on the Santee rigs. And I think I've got all chicken spread around the boat. I got those 2 big perch heads on the bottom on Carolina rigs, and the rest is chicken. And that's what that one hit, chicken, believe it or not. Even with those big, tasty, juicy perch heads out there. So we're gonna see how it goes back here. What's water temperature? It's about 62. It's slightly warmer back here. The water is more stained back here. It's a lot dingier water, which means it's holding the temperature better than the clearer water, which is what typically happens. So slightly warmer. Marked some stuff on the ride in here. No different than where I fished yesterday, to be perfectly honest. I just didn't catch fish there. That may be the only fish I catch back here. So, but I'll take it. That there's a day maker and giving me some confidence. Maybe anchoring is the way to go. Maybe the drifting just isn't what's working. I don't know. Like I said before, they all work. It's just what it works on a particular day. And some days you get out and it's just bad. Yesterday was that day. Today, I mean, 4 fish. It's not on fire, but it's a good day. I've caught fish and I caught a good one. So we'll give it some time back here. I got my timer set, and might hop around back here, try this and maybe another place, but pretty happy with what I got. I think we got one taking a bait here. Let's reel down on him. Yep, he is there. He is there. Hooked up, baby, hooked up. Not a big one. Happy to get one. Happy to get one. Made a move, came out of the shallow water. I gave it about another, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes in there, and never had another bite. It was the only fish. Marked a few coming out, but it's not loaded up yet. I think I got lucky on that one. And we got us a small juvie blue here. We will take it. Proof of concept. Another one on chicken. We've only caught 1 fish on cut bait. Now granted, the ones that I've had out, he's got mud on him too. Have been big baits, and it's what I got out here. I got 2 of the big baits out, but that right there is what is doing the magic. Get them back in the water. See if something else hits. Yeah, I made a move. Came to a different area just to try some different stuff out. It's a little bit of a recon mission just to see what's going on, where fish are moving to. Rode and scanned a couple of places, Main Lake. Nothing really exciting. And coming to some stuff semi-shallow. I think I'm probably sitting in, I'm sitting in 13 feet of water, so it's not really shallow. A little bit shallower behind me, a little bit deeper here, but it's not as shallow as I was. That last place produced a good fish, but that was the only bite. I think I sat there another 40 minutes or so, and I think I just hit that one in the head when I put the bait in there. Marked a few fish. I was scanning and some going out, but it's not loaded. So, you know, this is just try to dial some stuff in, figure out what's going on. We're back up and do a little bit of stained water here. A little bit warmer, about 63 degrees. It's going to be warmer. This stained water, muddy water, is going to hold heat better. Slower to heat up, but it holds the heat once it gets it. It doesn't get the light penetration clear water does, but we're going to play around here. Sit here for a little bit, giving it about 30, 45 minutes, and I'm going to pick up and hit another spot. Starting to get a little more of a breeze across my neck here out of the southwest. It's going to be really windy tomorrow. I've got a guide trip, and it's going to be 15 to 18 sustained, gusting up to 25. So it's going to be tougher fishing. It'll be, if we have to anchor to catch fish, it'll be the first real challenge in anchoring this boat. Normally I'm drifting in that stuff, and we may be drifting tomorrow. There's just a little bit of a change. Temperatures, there's a front coming through. Temperatures are dropping during the day. It's not going to get as warm as it is today, but the overnight temperatures aren't going to be as bad. Also a chance of rain. So spring fishing, you've got to roll with the punches, so to speak. There's, you know, good days, bad days. It gets warm, it gets cold, but the trend line, if you were to graph it, is getting warmer and warmer, and the fishing's getting better and better. And if you're able to get out, blessed to be able to fish, take advantage of it. All right, folks, if you've ever been on a guide trip with me, you've heard me talk about the reel-in bite. That's what just happened. If you look around, I've got 1 rod left out. My other stuff's over here. There lay my planer boards. You don't know how many times this has happened. That's why I do a countdown when you're on a trip with me, because you never know when that bite's gonna happen. And this one literally happened right at the last minute. Pulled across here about 45 minutes. Wind started to pick up, started drifting. And this is the only bite I've had. So there you go. Don't give up until it's time to give up. And with the number of bites we've had today, it ain't been on fire, so I'm happy to get them. Try to nurse this one in. I don't think it's a giant fish, but it hit it good. So on this final drift, I'll tell you more about that in a second, but I went to all chicken on it, and I'll tell you why. Let's just see what we got here. That's a good eater size blue there. That's a perfect size to eat. Get him up here. Come here, come here, come here, come here. Boom. If I was keeping some to eat, this would be perfect. I wonder where these fish have been. I have been looking for these just to pass the time. There's one right there. Heck yeah. Now, let's talk about why I did what I did. We'll get this one back alive. Boom. All right, gonna try to duck in here and put the wind at my back so you can hear me. Now, I had that place anchored up where I caught that one fish, and you know, it just wasn't on fire in there, and the wind started blowing. This is some of the wind we're gonna have tomorrow. So I just decided, you know what, instead of resetting my anchor position, putting out more rope, all that, I said I'm gonna make a long drift across here, and I said I'm just gonna see if they're feeding active fish. I knew there's some mussel beds out there, and I just put out all chicken on all 6 rods. Downsized my hooks, went to about a 5/0 hook, just to see what would bite. And honestly, that's probably in a half-mile pull. That's the only bite I've had, and got hooked up. So I don't know, there's fish in here. There's some arches on the screen marking some stuff. Seems to be a little bit of bait around, but it's just not on fire bite-wise. Maybe it was better this morning we were catching those fish. Maybe it was the first thing early bite. I don't know, but that's just kind of adapt and kind of overcome a little bit. Wind's gonna be tough tomorrow. I think anchoring, unless we get a break in it, is gonna be hard. It's just the boat's gonna be all over the place, and it's not fun in those conditions, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll have to shift gears. The good shallow water bite is coming. I don't think it's quite here yet. A couple more days it is. I think you'll see more and more fish pulling up in the shallow water. So if you do some shallow water fishing where you're at, your time's coming. But it's kind of why I did what I did. You know, we produced some fish. We caught a few, and a good one. So I've had worse days. Yesterday was one of them. So I'm thankful to get what I got.